Hey guys, this video is going to be about my personal tools for manifestation, for how to manifest faster and easier. I get a lot of questions about manifestation. I get a lot of questions about, and like concerns from people who have been trying to manifest something in particular for a long time and haven't been having, luck at all, or have just been having like a lot of resistance in terms of manifestation. So because I have been getting a lot of questions, and because it is kind of a it's kind of a complicated concept in terms of like the way I approach it, felt like making a video would probably be the best way to kind of get this these suggestions out there. So the first thing that I feel like is really important when we're talking about manifestation is understanding time. Understanding the concept of time and understanding dimensions of time. And I think probably the number one thing that becomes a block for people is the timing. Maybe you're trying to manifest something and it's not the right time. Just in general, like in terms of like, your readiness level, your preparedness level, your consciousness and maturity level, like maybe it's not time. I think, largely people don't understand really divine timing, and don't understand that, there are a lot of moving parts and pieces that have to come together to create the situation or circumstance that you're trying to manifest. And so because there are so many things that have to be in alignment, that depending on where you are with yourself, like I said, in your consciousness level, your readiness level, your maturity level, that affects the timing. So where I'm at now in terms of time and in terms of manifestation is I have this understanding now of time, and it's that basically time is all one point. The past is the present, is the future, and we can access any of these dimensions of time in the present moment whenever we want to. Think about the fact that you can imagine in your head something that happened 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Think about the fact that you can imagine and visualize in your head something that hasn't happened yet, something that you want to happen, or maybe something that you don't want to happen, but you're visualizing and imagining a scenario and a situation that has not occurred. That's tapping into the future timeline. When you remember memories and you go back in time, that's tapping into the past timeline. And obviously you're doing this from the present moment, so the present moment is always activated. You know what I'm saying? We're always in that timeline. So if you understand that the future is always accessible and the past is always accessible, let's say, for example, I'm trying to manifest a new job, and the thing in terms of, like I said, connecting this back to manifestation is all of this manifestation depends on your ability to believe in the acceptance, or in the process of you manifestation depends on the process of you believing that your manifestation, or the thing that you desire, is on its way. And so what helps you believe in the manifestation, what helps you really like bring that manifestation to life, is your ability to tap into the energy that surrounds the manifestation or the desire. So basically, going back to what I was saying about time, if I'm trying to manifest a new job and I have in my head exactly the type of job that I want, or I'm trying to manifest a promotion, you know what I'm saying? So like me spending time visualizing and meditating on the image of me in this job that I want, or me in this promotion position that I want, is me tapping into the future timeline. Okay, or you know what I'm saying, it doesn't have to be, you know, let's say, you know, maybe you're you know, scared, maybe you're doubtful, maybe you're worried, maybe you have anxiety, and instead of you visualizing you know, the success and visualizing, you know, the acceptance of the job or the acceptance of the promotion, you visualize you getting denied, you know what I'm saying, you getting rejected. That's still you tapping into the future timeline, because you don't know yet which way it's going to go. You know what I'm saying? You're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Your physical present body is not there yet, but your conscious mind, your emotional body, and your spirit are in that future timeline. So we're still limited in terms of time travel on a physical level. Our physical bodies are not coming with us when we're going into these future timelines and past timelines. But our conscious mind, our emotional body, and our soul, our spirit, is going with us in these other timelines and dimensions of time. So anyway, either you're visualizing, you know, the rejection, or you're visualizing the acceptance. That process of visualizing that which you want and that which you don't want is how you practice manifestation. Visualization and imagining and daydreaming is how you practice and how you strengthen your manifestation power and ability. And so, going back to what I was saying about time, what has helped me a lot in terms of me manifesting the things that I desire in my life and the things that I want is me realizing that I could access that future timeline where the manifestation has come true, and I can feel all of those emotions, I can feel all of those sensations, I can feel the fulfillment, I could feel the happiness, I could feel the peace, I could feel, you know, the joy, and like all of those positive emotions from this future timeline that my physical body isn't in yet, but all of the rest of my bodies are. So I'm having this experience, and having that experience as deeply and as viscerally as you can increases your manifestation power. The emotion behind the desire that you have empowers the manifestation process. It speeds up the collapse of those timelines, where the future that you're imagining and that you're visualizing and that you want, and the present that you exist in physically, come together. And so what's really important about this is also the concept of alignment. What I said before about divine timing and knowing that things have to align before they can come true. Well, things have to align with your desire before the desire can manifest. If you align yourself with your desire, you again close a gap. You know, destroy, you know, that space between, you know, you not having it and you having it, because all of the rest of you is there already. Our physical bodies, these three-dimensional like aspects of our being, are slow, and this is where things vibrate the slowest. Everything else about us and our being vibrates way faster than this physical stuff that we have going on here. So this is the last to catch up. So basically, if you're spending time in meditation, and if you're spending time visualizing and fantasizing and daydreaming about the things that you want to manifest, you are aligning all of the rest of your bodies, your non-physical bodies, with this desire. And so the physical aspect has no choice but to catch up eventually. How long eventually is for you just depends on how aligned you are with the thing that you desire. There's no telling, you know what I'm saying, how fast this could go. I swear, like, I've seen myself manifest things in seconds. It's taken me weeks, it's taken me months, it's taken me years to manifest other things. It just, like I said, depends on your ability to align yourself, maybe not your physical self, but the rest of yourselves, with that thing that you desire. So again, if we're talking about manifesting this job or this promotion, I'm in that experience. I'm in that timeline. Maybe not physically, but I'm in that timeline where I have that promotion, where I have that pay raise. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about all of the new things that I can afford now. I'm thinking about how calm I am now and peaceful I am now to know that, you know what I'm saying, I could provide for myself better. I could provide for my loved ones better. I could give back. I'm thinking about, so another thing that is really important when it comes to manifestation is something that I have found has helped is finding a way to connect the thing that you desire or that you're trying to manifest with some greater purpose that benefits the collective. Because that comes from a place of selflessness, that comes from a place of generosity, that comes from a place of abundance. When you're not so focused on you receiving this thing that you want to manifest just for, just to satisfy you, you know what I'm saying, like for selfish or greedy reasons. Like something that really speeds this process up is, making it not just about you, but like I said, finding a way to connect that to something that's meaningful on a collective scale. And so again, going back to the analogy with the job, I'm thinking about, the fact that, I'm going to have this pay raise and, I'm going to be able to afford so many more things now, and I'm going to be able to take care of myself better, but also that I'm going to be able to give back, that I'm going to be able to support people and provide for people and, put money, that money that I'm making into the community and, things like that to build all of us up collectively. And that's coming from a place of abundance. That's coming from a place of, like I said, me, it's coming from a place of generosity and wanting to give of, whatever it is that I'm blessed with. And so that's one part. But anyway, so going back to, the process, you visualize, you daydream, you fantasize, you put yourself in that timeline from all angles except for the physical aspect, like I said. And you really just, honestly, for me, like, you have the most important part of the work is that you, number one, believe in the possibility that which you desire can find you. You can't be trying to manifest something that you feel like is totally, like, impossible for you to do. Because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in the possibility, that's just counterproductive to the work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and, I guess that kind of really just depends on how magical you are and how powerful you are. Because I was going to say, like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I want to manifest like $500 million because I don't realistically, like, know where that much money would come from. But as I started to think that, I started to kind of want to correct myself, because I don't want to put limits on the things that we can manifest for ourselves. And look at the fucking president of the United States that we have. I don't think anybody really believed in that, and it happened. So that's a whole different thing about manifestation. I don't really want to talk about that though. Anyway, the big part of the work is believing in this thing being possible. It's in believing in, you know, this desire, this manifestation being something that's actually attainable, that you can make a grounded, practical, like real life blueprint plan on how you're going to get there. Because that's the other part, is it's not just, and this is something that I feel like everybody's getting caught up in with, you know, spirituality becoming, you know, mainstream, trendy, whatever you want to call it again. And, you know, there being all this talk of manifestation and all this talk of, oh, visualize the life you want, and vision boards, and, you know what I'm saying, all of this stuff, you know, manifest your perfect reality or whatever. Okay, yes, that's a really important part. Yes, we do really need to focus on the vision. What's not so much emphasized, but is still important and aligned with the vision, is that we really focus on and align with the emotions, because emotions are energy in motion. And the positive emotions that you have in regards to this manifestation that you're trying to bring to fruition, those positive emotions are just fuel, you know what I'm saying, to speed that process up. But anyway, visualization, power, you know what I'm saying, emotion, you know, this is more the feminine work. This is more the divine feminine work, where she's going, where we are going within. We're working on our inner worlds to align ourselves on an internal level with this thing. And then the other part of it is the action, is the plan, is the doing, is the, you know, what are the things, the practices, what are the actual actions, the steps that you're taking that are going to align you with that thing. I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, I'm going to manifest a new job that pays $100,000 a year and with full benefits and, you know, pay vacation, pay time off, whatever. I'm not going to say that I want to manifest that type of job and then not go out and look for a job. I'm not going to sit in my house and sit in meditation and visualization day in and day out, aligning my inner world with this desire without also approaching it from the opposite but equal standpoint of putting in the actual work for it. And so when you put them together, that shrinks those timelines more and more. Again, you never really know with like visualization, because like I've manifested things really fast like that. But if we're talking about big stuff like that, that are like bigger goals that are probably going to take some time, like manifesting a new house or a new car or something like that, like there has to be that other aspect where you're putting into action. So again, I'm talking about like the process of like this job. Okay, so I visualized myself in this new job with this new paycheck, what I'm providing for the community and the collective, and how I'm giving back. You know, I'm feeling all of the sensations, and I'm, you know what I'm saying, the thing is that the more detailed you can get and the more creative you can get, the better, because that level of focus and energy that goes into visualizing specifics is just power. You know what I'm saying? It's emotional power, where you're feeling it and you're happy and you're excited and you're like, yeah, like I won this. And then also the mental power of like thinking about the small details and thinking about the inner workings of all of this. You know what I'm saying? That's just power. That's just like, again, fuel that you're feeding into this desire and aligning yourself more and more with it by putting yourself in that timeline. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're building the dream from scratch. We have the ability to build our dreams from the bottom up, from nothing to something. You know what I mean? And people do that all the time. You see people who have nothing, who come from nothing, who it seems like, you know, sheer luck, that develop and build for themselves everything, the whole world. But it's not luck. It's just the ability for someone to imagine, to visualize and dream big, and then actually take the actions toward that dream because they believe in it, because they believe that these actions are going to get them that result that they want. And so again, when we're talking about like time and like bending time and like shattering timelines, like you shatter the timeline by accepting that the person that you are, that has everything that you want in life, is the person that you are right now. You shatter timelines by understanding and realizing that all of the things that you want out of life, you want because of how they make you feel. And you can make yourself feel the way you want to feel right now without those things. That's a really important like aspect of all of this too, is that like we really have the ability to inspire in ourselves feelings and emotions that are triggered by stuff that may not actually be presently happening. But what's unfortunate is that you normally see this with like trauma. Like normally we see this with trauma and triggers and pain, where like there's not actually that, we're talking about the past timeline now, that original source of like the trauma or the trigger from this past timeline has long gone, but like you still in the present moment are feeling those feelings that you felt then when the trauma occurred. And so it feels like it's happening again now. And then sometimes it happens again because it's not, you know, this is what, you know, is connected to like the concept of karma in a lot of ways too. The karma that we have created for ourselves, and then the karma that we can create anew. But like I said, like on the past timeline level, we're shattering timelines when we relive our trauma. We need to start shattering timelines and aligning ourselves with our desires, instead of shattering the timeline and reliving and remanifesting our trauma. You know what I'm saying? Through reliving those emotions and reliving those thoughts and reliving those memories. That happens all the time with people who have been traumatized. They see those scenes, they have those visions in their head over and over and over again. That happens with PTSD. And so then physically their body starts to align with that emotional mental space that they're in. And then it's like everything, you know what I'm saying, in their present reality reflects, you know, that past timeline where, you know, they were being, where something terrible was happening. The focus needs to shift from the past timelines and shift to the future timelines. The focus needs to shift from even the present timeline, you know what I'm saying? Because if what's happening right now, like, isn't what I want to be happening in the future, I have to align myself, my feelings and my thoughts with what I want to happen in the future. And that will make the present start to feel like and reflect my future desires. And then the timeline gets shorter and shorter and shorter until they align. So, hopefully this made sense. Please feel free to let me know if it didn't, and I can go into more detail about this and with a little bit more order. But I feel like put simply, visualize, fantasize, dream, make the plan, believe in the plan. And that's how you manifest stuff, you know what I'm saying, instantly. Think about what will help you have, I guess, what has helped me believe more in this process is sort of this understanding that, okay, like, I'm trying to manifest this thing, and though I may not be able to see it right now with my physical eyes or touch it right now with my hands, this thing that I want and this thing that I desire and that I'm trying to manifest does exist already in this dimension and timeline that I'm not able to touch yet. It exists. So when we think about stuff, when we visualize stuff, and then like just that visualization is the spark of creation. That visualization and meditation and the development, the emotional and mental development, like of like this thing that you want, that in and of itself creates whatever that thing is somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And it's our job to put in the physical action and the footwork to align ourselves with it. But like I said, to help you along the process, if you know and you believe that because of the fact that you were able to imagine it, because of the fact that you were able to feel it, because of the fact that you were able to perceive it on non-physical levels, or maybe even on physical levels if you're, you know, if your physical body is catching up, because you were able to perceive it here, it exists somewhere. And so that manifestation has already come true. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, that has helped me a lot in terms of like me manifesting things, like knowing that that which I want is already here. It already exists. I don't really have to do any work. I just have to align with the actions that will take me in that direction. You know what I mean? Because it very much so is, you know, in as far as I'm concerned, like it has felt like, you know, in terms of me aligning with my desires and manifesting things, that I just have to get out of the way and, like I said, align with the actions that will take me into the direction of the thing that I want. You just decide, okay, like these are the things that I know that are going to get me there. And, you know, because you've already done the energetic work and the emotional work and the mental work, it just becomes, you know, kind of easy. So, again, like I said, I hope this made sense. Again, if this was confusing, I can go into more detail. Please leave your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, feedback. And I really hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys get to manifesting. Bye.